The player that I have called the best running back in the entire country was shot on Sunday at a concert in Mississippi. Let's talk about what this means for Ahmad Hardy, what this means for Missouri, and how this might shake up the college football season while we expect Ahmad Hardy to one day play football again. Just nobody's sure when. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching Adapt and Respond, thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year-round. If you're into that, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and answer the question in the comments below. How do you feel about Ahmad Hardy suffering a gunshot wound that sent him to the hospital at a concert in Mississippi? This news comes early this morning, or I should say later this morning, depending on where you are, when it surfaced that first-team All-SEC selection, Ahmad Hardy, is in stable condition following surgery on Monday after the gunshot wound. Missouri released this statement about Hardy saying, Ahmad is deeply loved by his teammates, coaches, friends, family, and fans. We will continue to stand beside him and his family through this difficult time, offering our love, prayers, strength, and support. They also said that Hardy is alert and he's moving around, and there's optimism that he could play football again, but again, nobody is sure when. School said that, they had no timeline for his return, saying even return to football activities is unknown at this time. Details of the shooting are difficult to come by, and believe me, I have been trying to report this out, ask my own questions, and I'm sure something's going to come out. We just don't know much. For those of you that do not know, Hardy is from Mississippi. Actually grew up in Oma, which is wild to think about because, well, we spent a lot of time in Hattiesburg, Mississippi growing up. Anyway, first team All SEC and newcomer of the year last year. 16 rushing touchdowns, averaged 6.4 yards per carry, rushed for 1,649 yards, and was finalist for the Doak Walker Award. And I believe that he's the best running back going in the country before this injury that he sustained this May. Transferred in from UL Monroe, Louisiana Monroe, for those of y'all that know the difference. After rushing for 1,351 yards with 13 touchdowns in his true freshman year. Only getting better the longer he's done this. And he's had opportunities to hit the transfer portal. He's also had opportunities to, clean things up with his game and in regard to getting paid. And he opted to stay at Missouri. And this has been a tremendous win for Eli Drinkwitz, who was able to hang on to Ahmad Hardy's backup in Jamal Roberts, who quietly had one hell of a great 2025 as well. Jamal Roberts rushed for 753 yards on, I believe it was fewer than 150 carries, averaged better than 6 yards per carry. I'm sure about that. And had a couple of really important and tremendous games, including rushing for 110 on 17 carries against A&M last November. It's another guy that could have gone into the transfer portal knowing that he's not going to be the guy, or was not expected to be the guy going into 2026. And I think that his decision to stay has really shown a lot of people and himself what could happen if you just decide to invest your time and energy into where you presently are. You hear this a lot, especially football. Be where your feet are. Be happy where your feet are. And again, we're talking about a time when Chip Lindsey's coming in to call the plays. Drinkwitz has got Austin Simmons at quarterback, who was good enough to beat out Trinidad Chambliss for the starting job at Ole Miss, just wasn't good enough to keep that dude off the field following an injury. And I think also making it very easy for Roberts to stay with his name, image, and likeness deal is a big part of that as well. Having those two tailbacks on the field with Austin Simmons and a pretty damn good wide receiving attack, I could easily see this offense morphing into something that looked like, say, 2015 Oklahoma with Baker Mayfield, Samaje Perine, and Joe Mixon in the backfield doing some split back stuff. Not too shabby for both of them. And I got to commend Roberts here for saying, I wanted to look ahead. I think that understanding that you want to build a legacy in a different way is important. And, Drinkwitz also said this. He said, look, we got a tough situation because you got Ahmad Hardy, who is a consensus All-American, but I think Jamal Roberts is as good a back as there is in the country. How do you beg Jamal to take less to stay here? That's the real reality of it. We're asking to commit to a new way to do something different, but that's really a tough decision. That's not easy. And that's, not the only person. He also went on to say, look, when you look at him and the foundation they built, Missouri's pushing for the college football playoff. They're right there. Like, they could do this year what Ole Miss did last year. And this is a dude that's from St. Louis. He's from the area. It means a lot to him to go to Mizzou. And the two-headed monster worked. The two of them helped Mizzou average 228.3 rushing yards per game. Again, stacking good days is part of it, but having something to prove is also a big part of it if you are a Jamal Roberts. I also don't want to overshadow just how hard it was going to be for him to work up that depth chart past Ahmad Hardy. It's damn near impossible. Like, Hardy and Roberts were dynamic. It's not just that they could run the ball. It's that they forced missed tackles, 31 between them. And they had the 9th most forced missed tackles as a tandem of anybody in the SEC. They also had 480 yards after contact. And Roberts had 31 forced missed tackles. Hardy had 97 forced missed tackles and 1,100 yards after contact. Now you're redoing a lot of what you're doing, but this is tremendous news only for those of us that are happy to see he's nothing fatal happen here, right? That's the other part that I want to get to. Generally speaking, when I hear about a player getting shot, it doesn't always go this way. We're not really talking about them getting the opportunity to play football again. I'm sure one of the first people to go check on him is Jamal Roberts. And I'm grateful that I don't have to make one of those segments today. Because that's how quickly the mood can turn and change. So, Missouri fans, today, I'm with y'all, man. I'm glad your man's is okay. I'm glad that he gets a chance to play football again. We just don't know when. And we'll see about Missouri being a top 25 team down the line. I got a top 25 that's coming out later this May that has Missouri in it. And this news is certainly going to affect that going forward. For now, Ahmad Hardy is okay. And he gets to play again, we think. It's pretty cool.